Oh, yes, yes. How you doing, Karen? We just having fun.
Good, good. I love it. I love the conversation. It's
And
January
it
20th,
was we were selling
Thursday,
clothes.
not Friday yet. Thursday. I heard there was
Yeah,
some
that's right.
confusion. Yeah, it is still Thursday. Really
Yeah, I
happy
saw
to
you.
No, you're good. You're good, Anne. And I love the conversations that were going on before, really related to what I was thinking about talking about today. So it's always great when they align. And even you were kind of giving me more things that I think are important to discuss. But first, let's say hello to everyone. We got the fabulous Maggie online. Good to see you, Maggie. Eddie's here. That's wonderful. Anne is here. Amber, we get to see your beautiful face. That's always a blessing. Scott's here. Hey, Scott. Now we have 3 Scotts. Yay. How wonderful.
Oh my goodness.
Sarah, good to see you. Catherine, hi. Hi, Susan. There you are. Good to see you here again. Liana, how you doing, girl? Great to see you as always. Anthony's here. Hey, Anthony. Here's Scott Kelly. How are you? Missed you on Tuesday. Melinda's here. Good to see you. Alec is here. Oh, Alec, how you been? Been a while. Here's Karen Thompson. Good to see you, Karen. Welcome. Good to see you here. Patricia's here. Kyra, Jay, Joseph, Nadea, Irene, Taylor, Carol, yeah, Sabina, Gloria, Rima, Sam. Hey, Sam. She's in England. Jamie, Angel. Great. And we've got more students coming on as we speak. So welcome, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and mute you, but you always know that this is an open discussion. So I'd love to hear from all of you. Welcome to any new students. These are our daily success calls. And so these are the calls where we talk about how to become the leader that we want to be. You know, we read books together, we discuss different topics, all about philosophy and how to live, the life that we are dreaming of and just really moving towards that every day. And this is a fabulous community, very safe space to share. We love each other here a lot, and we share all of our wonderful ideas and just, anything coming from the heart. So it is a safe space to share, and we're all here to support each other. So I thought, listening to you all, you were talking about climate change, and you were talking about your hobbies, and you're talking about the weather, and you're talking about all these things. And, as I was kind of contemplating what should we discuss today, in my mind, I was thinking about change. So I guess it's kind of floating around there in the ether. And, it's really interesting, this topic of change, because change really begins at the end of your comfort zone. Okay. So it's kind of like this place where we have to shift, we have to pivot, we have to transition, we have to, we can do this many ways, right? We can run towards change. And this is what I want to hear from you also. Are you a person that runs towards change? Do you avoid change? Do you consider it beneficial, right? So all of these aspects we can look at. But something that we know for sure, like if there's one thing for sure in life that we can guarantee and we can tell our children and our grandchildren and all our friends, change is definite. Okay. It's definite. Our life is going to change. We are going to change. We were born. We're going to die. We're going to age in the process. We're going to look different in the mirror. I mean, come on, guys. They have all these 10-year pictures going on the internet, right? And so you can kind of look back and see. And it's a very interesting topic because, for many of us, we might resist change, or we'll kind of be like, I really just want to stay where I am, where I feel very comfortable, where I know what's going on. Amber was talking about her, her rug and it not changing. I thought that was cute because, it's kind of like when we have something that we expect to change, we expect for it to look a little bit different throughout the years. We expect for something to look, I don't want to say deteriorate, but, like change in that way that it doesn't look like you first made it. But then to see it in this kind of light a year after and to see that it still looks great, that's interesting. That's another way to observe these aspects in our life of what is changing and how we are relating to that. So, you mentioned that effect on that lady. She was like, wow. So that made her excited. So now she's interested in this whole maybe new hobby and she's ready to run towards it because she sees this value that the product that she can make will be sustainable. And so that's kind of another aspect of looking at change, because for us in our business, right, we are going to, first of all, I think in our business, we love change because the whole market, can grow and evolve, right? We can add more products. We can, holidays come around and then they boost our sales. There are so many things, like if every day was Christmas probably wouldn't be so special. We know that. Okay. That would be a thing. And so we really thrive. Valentine's is coming up. I know Scott was talking about Valentine's and Christmas. So, that's a change. That's something that we can observe. We walk into the stores and they've changed the decor and they're selling things for Valentine's. And, we need to do our stuff in our store to get it selling and to get it promoted. And so we're constantly, and y'all were talking also about the weather, right? How the weather is changing. Eddie was sharing how, the weather is so bipolar over where in North Carolina that you can get summer and winter in one day. So observing those kinds of changes and how they impact our lives in such a profound way. And then we get to observe ourselves and see how we interact with that change. So if we know that there's nothing permanent except for change, like we know that change is definite and that we know that, it's coming our way, whether we want it or not, in so many different aspects, right? We kind of touched on all kinds of ways that we can see change. Welcome, Anthony. And so now we have to decide, how are we going to interact with change? How are we going to approach it? How are we coming towards this new possibility in our lifetime? And sometimes, like this business, you run at it with open arms. You're like, oh my gosh, this is going to be the best thing ever. And I'm going to create this extra stream of income. And I'm going to learn all these new skills. And, it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be a roller coaster. I know that, but I really need this change. I want to invite this change into my life and I'm willing to take the steps. And for others, they'll kind of see this kind of invitation and they'll be like, you know what? I just want to stay in my bubble and just run with the same things that I've always done and the way that life has always been for me. And both of them are acceptable ways to interact with life. We're not going to say, one is not acceptable or one is not. It's just a fact and how things are. And so we have to understand, or we have to choose, is where I'm coming to that, right? We have to make that choice. If we just allow life to happen to us and just to be, that's not setting an intention. That's not planning forward. That's not really doing the best with what we were given. But we know already in the low-hanging system, we plan and we execute the plan. We take steps towards achieving our goals. We know what our goals are. We know where we're headed and we work on that every day. And so we can really become a catalyst for change with our small actions every day. So every day we can take steps that encourage this change that we're looking for. We can be this catalyst is the best word. We can be this energetic hub that creates the spin of change for ourselves, for our life, rather than just allowing change to hit us, right? Or to be around us, or that we, interact with. We can become that change. And that's exciting. Really, when we go inside and when we, really draw in everything that all the resources, all the intelligence that we've learned, the wisdom, everything that we've gained throughout the years, and then with that create the change. So how would that, if let's put it into more simple words, like into our business, right? So if we now take all the wisdom that we've gained through working with Adam, through working with Rachel, through coming onto these calls, and we really find that as fuel from the inside and use that to change our lives, to become this change that we want to be, then we really see ourselves progressing towards that goal. So if you set your goal, I don't know, towards $100 million or $10 million, whatever you set it towards, right? When you become that change, that force, that's a good word. When you become that force of nature that is moving towards your goal, that is making things happen. And it's not just, okay, the weather is happening to me. I see all these storms. I see everything that's going on. I become this force of nature. You become this force of nature and you ride with it. And so you basically change from the inside and also your surroundings. And so oftentimes on these calls, we'll choose like different aspects of change. What are we can, last time we talked about changing our work environment, just kind of tidying up and self-care and that kind of thing. What happens when we actually become this force of nature that just, really almost like, I want to say like a hurricane or a tornado or whatever it is in our life that just fuels us. And I'm worried about using those words because they're destructive in a way, right? However, we have to understand that even if we think about this, I love this analogy and I use it often, a seed. When a seed is planted into the earth and, we're standing there on top of the earth and we're waiting for the bud or the flower or the tree or whatever to come out from the ground, in the world, in the realm of that seed, it's complete and utter destruction for that sprout to come out, you see? And so that's why sometimes seeing things as stormy, as, like turbulent, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not necessarily negative energy. It's actually a force that can really push us forward, that can fuel us forward, that can give us the motivation, the energy, the desire to move forward and to create our dreams. So yeah, that's what I wanted to hear from you about for today. It was funny because we were out yesterday singing karaoke, and one of the songs that we chose was Man in the Mirror. And, one of the verses there that is so powerful in the song is I'm starting with a man in the mirror. I wanted to write down the quote because I know I always draw a blank. But anyways, I'm going to start with me, right? I'm starting with a man in the mirror. I'm asking him to make the change, right? Okay. So you ask yourself to be the change that you want to see in the world. You ask yourself to become the change. So if we said in the beginning, okay, change is going to happen. It's happening all around me. I know that it's coming. It's permanent. It's always going to be there. Eddie was marking the weather. Amber was looking at her rug, all these things. I'm just kind of throwing out all these ideas that we were just discussing in a very basic conversation. What happens when we become the change? When we are that catalyst, that force that we want to create for our lives, and how does that look? And so, yeah, let's hear from you. I see Eddie's hand is already up. That's fantastic. And you can share anything you want on that topic. Do you like change? Do you resist change? Do you enjoy change? Do you get excited from it? Does it make you nervous? Whatever comes up for you in this idea of change. And then what do you think about using change for your advantage, becoming the change, becoming that force that oftentimes we just kind of look at? Yay, lots of hands are coming up. Fantastic. Eddie, let's hear from you. Great to have you here.
Well, hello, Miss Karen and everybody else. And this is a fabulous topic, change, because the Greek philosopher Heraclitus was the one that said the only constant in life is change.
Yes, exactly.
Expect it. We talking about weather. Oh gosh, the nature shows us. We're in this winter on this hemisphere right now. Everything is being recycled. Everything is gone in the ground. Leaves fell, limbs all over the place, and the land and all this, and it gets preparing for spring. And you're talking about planting these seeds. See, we as human beings, and that's one of the most powerful metaphors there are. What seeds are you planting? Because we plant seeds. You plant seeds by what you think, what you say, and what you do. Whether you're cognizant of it or not, you are planting seeds in your own garden. And what grows is what you plant. And I had to really get a grip on that because I did not like change. I've said this. I'm a child of divorce, dramatic change. And I watched my father struggle. But the things I learned from that, because today I'm a change maker. That's what honestly, that's what I do. That's what got me involved in all this. It's why I became a speaker, a little mute kid that was trying to shut up. The spirit has said, quit shutting up and start talking. I gave you 2 nice fat lips for a reason. Use them. And I've done things I never thought I'd be doing. I never thought I'd won a welterweight championship in collegiate boxing. I never thought I'd get a degree because I quit high school. A lot of things I didn't think I'd do, but I realized it's part of my journey. And when I was, I worked with children, and I've done fabulous work with children that were just like me, reluctant to deal with change. And I realized what to do with them, force them to change. I said, no, don't let people tell you who you are. That's your job. But we bad little kids. No, that's what they say. And it took me some months of working with these kids, but I got them to going in public and going in restaurants and going in churches and speaking to people and get up in front of crowds and speaking and playing music. And I'm still remembering those things. I'm going, wow, they were doing things I was terrified to do when I was a kid. And I realized you meant a mentor to help you change because you're going to resist it. That's just natural because come on, the children of Israel were terrified of leaving slavery.
Right.
They were terrified. No, Moses, where are we going to go? What's out there? Out there is freedom. Freedom? Well, what does freedom look like? Oh, they're terrified because you're so used to what you know. But this business here, this LHS business, this is the big old biosphere, as they call it. It's unlimited income in this business because you get access to the masses of the world. I mean, people are hearing me right now. I'm going, ooh, so I'm trying to, same time, be careful with my words, but I'm being inspired. Change comes whether you like it or not. Those that embrace it and be like the leaf and just float in the wind, you go where nature sends you. And it's always something beautiful that comes out of it. You must believe that. Wherever you're going is going to be beautiful. Look forward to it and embrace it. Thank you for this opportunity to speak. Beautiful,
Eddie. You reminded me also of Plato's Allegory of the cave. I don't know how many know that, but it's exactly that. You had, and the story tells of people that were chained to this wall in the cave and they had a fire. And on the fire, people were casting all these shadows. And that's what they saw. That's what they knew the whole life. One of these people got out of the cave and went out into the light, and he came, he saw all this light, couldn't believe that there's life outside of the cave, and I'm just telling it really short. They showed all these monsters and wolves and all these dangerous things, right, in the shadows. And so he comes back into the cave to tell all the people, you need to leave, come, the light, the sun. And what did you think that they did, right? They thought he was crazy. And they're like, no, leave me alone. We need to stay right here in the cave where it's safe. So I love that analogy. I always wanted to, I did a topic on this previously, like a year ago. We should maybe do it again. So you reminded me exactly on that, how resistant people can be to change, to a point where it's like, no, leave me alone. Let me stay in my chains and in this small space that I know. And it's really a thing. So it was beautiful, and how you have transformed and changed. And I love that you named yourself Change Maker. That was fabulous. Thanks, Eddie. I love it. Scott, yay. Let's hear from you, Scott. Welcome. Let's see, where are you?
Okay, I'm technically challenged, so I was just trying to find that mute button.
All right.
Anyway, I'm new at this, and so I just signed up a week ago.
Yeah.
And one thing you said change begins at the end of my comfort zone. And I am very uncomfortable doing this thing right now because I know nobody here. And so those butterflies are right up here to my throat. So I thought, I'm just going to take the challenge. What's the worst that could happen, right?
Exactly.
I guess for me, it's like I just started a week ago, and I think one of the things that has really been helping me was that first video, I guess, that came from John, and he was talking about the miracle morning.
Yeah.
And so I started with the audio book of that, as well as I think Cashflow Quadrant. So he told us to pick 2 books. And so I've been trying to implement that the last week, getting up early, doing the I already had kind of habit of journaling, so that's kind of comes easy to me. The exercise part is not quite there yet. But anyway, so for me, I mean, I think I've done more in 1 week just in that personal development than I've probably done in I don't know how many months. And so, so I really don't know what to expect with this. But as far as change goes, for me, it's trying to find a balance. For example, you know, trying to make these live, which is at 12:15. My only producing income right now is doing delivery driving, which the lunchtime seems to be the more prime time. So I'm having to make a choice in that change. And so I did a little bit of both. I went a little earlier and now I'm here. So I'm still kind of trying to figure out that balance and trying to figure out when I'm going to do what. The good news is I got plenty of time because I'm a stay-at-home dad more than anything. So I don't really have a 9 to 5. Which is another reason why I'm doing this, because I need income. But anyway, that's my 2 cents. So
wonderful, Scott. And thank you for being open and willing to speak up. You know, maybe this is your first Daily Success Call. I'm not sure if you were on John's yesterday, but that's fantastic. And, you know, just sharing your process, I think helps so many of us. And you've described how change is affecting you right now in your lifetime. And even how you were able to adapt so much from our daily mode of operation and already see the effects of this change in your life. And then even to coming onto this call, the decision. And you talked about balance. You know, balance is a moving target. What is balance today will be something else tomorrow. You know, it's always kind of moving, and we're always checking to see where is balance in the moment. Where does balance reside in the moment? It's not like this thing that once we achieve it, that's it. We remain in this status quo and we're balanced out. So that was a beautiful way of you to kind of self-observe what's going on in your lifetime right now and how you're able to invite this new change into your life. So you're really doing great. And we love that you've joined our community. Very supportive here, everyone of your journey, and everyone has been in your shoes. And maybe there are some just like you that have just joined a week ago. These calls are always recorded, just so you know, they're always live on YouTube and always recorded, but it is different to be here in person and to interact with the community. We also have help at the end of the call, which I'll talk about at the end of this session. So you know that there really is a supportive community that will help you along your way. So welcome, and thank you so much for sharing and speaking up. We love that. And
I almost gave up there for a second.
Glad you didn't.
No, I just want to I had let a few people there know about a card that came in the mail that was actually handwritten, and it's just blowing me away because it was such a surprise. It was just a review of a pair of mitts I sent to somebody that she bought from me, Etsy. So the review didn't go to Etsy, it came to me. But anyway, it's like handwritten, real cute little card. Thank you card in the mail. Nobody does that anymore.
I know, that's beautiful.
Put a
How
stamp
fun.
on it. So those kind of people inspire me, you know, to do better, to be better and things. The other thing you were saying about change and stuff, the crab bucket thing, I still go back to that because the crab bucket is, there's this little crab trying to crawl out of that bucket, and the rest of them don't want to see him progress or get ahead. So they're all trying to pull him back down, you know. That happens in families and stuff, you know. So just thought I'd mention that the crab bucket is similar to what your analogy of progress is, or trying to get ahead when others are pulling you back type of thing. Yeah, okay, that was it. Thank you.
Beautiful, man. And what a fantastic way to receive feedback. I know that now we need those reviews, you know, the reviews mean so much when they review us, but it is nice. It's a heart to heart, you know, for you, it meant so much that she actually, or the person actually went and
out of her
stamp, wrote with their handwriting. You know, it's so much more, you know, heartfelt versus just, you know, and not to say, because we do need those reviews, and I don't want to, you know,
that's actually beside the point, really. You know, I'll hang on to that, you know, it's not like it's a written one on, doesn't matter if it's on Etsy or not. But
like
I just thought it was so cute.
Appreciation. You feel that appreciation. There's a big energetic exchange. So that's beautiful.
Yes. Yep. It was a good review too, by the way. Really good.
Those are always fun. We always love to hear the success stories. So you always share those with us. Thank you so much, Anne. I love to hear from you. Alec, we missed you. Where you been? In Mexico? Where you been, Alec?
Okay, there we go. I've actually, this was a very good topic that you brought up.
Good.
The topic of change. So I've pretty much I've been trying to go ahead and change my my thought process, I guess. And Mr. Scott had actually said right now that he threw something out where he had said just like, I figured I'd do this. And that was my exact attitude when I first joined the program. It was like, might as well. And really producing a product has never been too difficult for me. It's just kind of something that I do. That's my form of meditation. But over the okay, so last week was a very bumpy road. However, I did take my my few days off to do my own little self meditation, and I did come to a certain point to where I realized that something does have to change. So I'm going to my store and, I'm looking at different things, like some of the pop-ups that come out on Gear Bubble, and it's like, hey, well, maybe you should raise some of your prices. And it's just, hey, everybody, I'm pretty sure everybody sees it. But I realized that I had so many stuff posted that maybe I do need to go back and just fix what needed to be fixed. So I needed to change an issue that was going on at the time. So I've been I haven't been here because I've usually just been trying to post or trying to do something. I mean, something productive. There we go with change. Trying to change. That's all I have, man.
We missed you, Alec. We missed you. Good to have you back. And you
Nice.
see, Scott, I just wanted to point out how, sometimes our kind of, oh, should I speak? Should I not speak? One word that you say can really affect the others and just give that sense of security for others to speak up and to feel, to be able to express themselves. It's just so amazing that sometimes we don't even know. It's like one word that you say and that can reshape somebody's whole life. Not that I'm saying that that's what happened here, but just so that everyone that's listening, always speak up. If you have something that you want to share, it's never too small. It's never, there are never any wrong answers or anything like that. So definitely we want to hear from you. And so, yeah, Alec, just listening, to your journey. And I know you're always so honest about what's going on in your life and how things are shaping for you. You're able to see that, you're able to see that change is something that needs to happen for you now. And are we saying that it's an easy or comfortable road? Definitely not. It's definitely on the edge of our comfort zone, but you being willing to step on the path and even acknowledging it now and seeing it, that's the first step. So I'm excited to see where this is going to take you, and you also being willing to relook at your products and maybe possibly redo all the things. I know that can be time consuming, but that is what needs to get done. So thank you. I'm excited for you. Thanks for speaking. Allie.
Hello, I wanted to introduce myself. I'm new like Scott. This is my first week. So just wanted to kind of come and say hi to everybody because this is the change for me. I'm located just outside of Toronto, Ontario, for those of you in Canada. And I thought this was such a cool idea. I originally heard about, kind of the same idea with books on Amazon, which led me to here. And this was something that I wanted to do this year. I put it in my strategic initiatives. I just also have 2 other businesses that have a lot going on, Q1 and Q2 of this year. So I said, I'm not going to do this right now. But then when I was really looking at my goals, and I'm a multiple stream of income girl, I really wanted to have this up and going for April, as I'm going to be doing a big change in my life in April. So I realized that meant, a week ago, I realized, okay, I can't wait until April to start. I need to start now. And I'm just really excited to be in the community and growing and learning with everybody here.
Yay. Thank you so much for speaking up. Ali, so great to hear from you. You were saying April, so I don't know why that stuck in my head, but yeah. And I love that you gave us a little glimpse into your life and what brought you here, and that you're at the beginning of your journey, and that you're excited, that you're expecting this big change, and you're actually preparing for it. So it's not like you're not in the space where like, oh my goodness, what's coming my way? You're actually like, okay, this is coming my way. Here is my strategic plan to arrive there in the best possible way. And, it's like you've got yourself all revved up and you're about to, to take it all on. So that's exciting. And I love the energy that you bring. And we're really excited to have you as part of this community. So happy you spoke up. Fantastic. Melinda, let's hear from you, Melinda. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. So just the concept of change, I find that change is not hard when I'm in control of it. It's when it's out of my control and I've got to do things that are outside my comfort zone. But somebody mentioned the books and about getting up early and meditating and exercising and drinking the water and brushing your teeth. And I started doing that, and I noticed a difference generally in my energy, although today I'm falling asleep, but that's a whole different issue. But I do embrace change. I chase after change. I love new and exciting things, and I'm excited to keep going.
Yay. I know that about you, about your businesses and the business that you had with your family. And like, you just went after a whole new thing, a whole new empire, and how you took this on and now you're putting it into your own empire and you're getting everybody to do the whole thing together. And that's amazing. And that is, I'm so happy that you shared that aspect, because you're like, okay, I wish I could be in control, because I know you were joking when you said that. And I wish I could be in control of all this change, but I understand that I'm not always in control, but, I want to move, towards it with open arms. And I see that you do that. And that's really awesome. And so that's exciting. Thanks for sharing that with us, that we get to sense that energy.
Thank you.
Crystal, I've missed you. Where have you been? Hear from you.
Hi guys. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while.
I know.
Again, I went on a little some people know this, but I've been on a little hiatus. My father was quite ill, still is. So we finally got him in a home. So that's what I've been really focusing on, and weren't sure if we were going to have him around or not. So, but things are going better, and they're all change again, right? Lots of change going on. So of course I'm dabbling in this, and I come when I can, and it's all exciting. But what I've now, I just got an opportunity to start working night shifts again, and they're like awake sleep ones. So I'm going to take that on, and that'll give me more time in the day to, spend more time with my dad and my family and all that kind of stuff. So, change can be a really scary thing, but it leads to something else, I think.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing that. Yeah.
If you look at it in the positive, it's because I just got off the night shift. Can you guys hear me?
It had a little break up there for a minute. So we heard
sorry. Yeah. So I said if I'm half asleep next time, it might be because I just got off the night shift. But I'll be making it though. Awesome. All right. Good to see you too, Karen.
Really good to see you. But I wanted to say thank you so much for bringing that aspect of fear into the conversation. First of all, also sharing about your father, and we send you all the support and the love that we can. And life is bigger and stronger than any of us. So I'm happy to hear that things are on the upper side. Hopefully everyone is looking at the screen. You all can hear me, right? I think Crystal is just kind of frozen. Okay. But you brought the idea of fear into the conversation. And that's so important, because when change comes to us, oftentimes the first reaction is fear. And that's natural, right? Even those people in the cave were afraid, we don't want to leave. With Eddie's story, with the Exodus and all that, there was like, no, leave us here, because it's that fear that comes in and can sometimes paralyze us, even really, just put us stuck in our own, like we put stakes in the ground and we're like, no, don't move me. I just want to stay as I am. What is coming? And we then learn to move, we don't remove the fear. The fear isn't suddenly gone from us and like never to return. We learn to move either because of the fear or, in spite of the fear. You know what I mean? Like the fear can also be a motivator. Okay, let's take on this challenge. I'm going to take the night shift and I'm going to do it. And I'm going to have more time with my family. Now everything is kind of flipped on me. That's okay. I'm going to bring in this extra income in another way, and I'll still have the time that I need with my family. Are you, I can hear the worry in your mind. I'm going to be a little drowsy. I'm going to be a little tired. You say that, it's there. The fear has not gone away, but you found your way of moving forward. And that's admirable. It really is. And I think that's something that all of us can relate to, because for sure there's fear in the mind of all of us for different things, income, health, whatever it is, right? There's always going to be something. People were talking about weather a lot in the beginning here, right? So the fear of if snow comes and we don't have, that's what you have here in Texas too. February, last time we had snow in February and it was such a big disaster. So here we are right before February and all of Austin is buzzing, who's getting generators and what's going to happen. So, okay. So that's something that we know, that fear is always going to be there. It's always going to be present and it's always going to be circulating around us. And so it's how do we interact with that? And even, can we become that force of nature that just drives through it? And, you're like, I'm going to take this on no matter what. A lot of you have said, I'm ready for this change, for this challenge. So what a beautiful session. Thank you so much for speaking up, Crystal. That was really awesome. Does anybody else have last comments before we say goodbye? Let's see, any hands up? We didn't have our Scott. I guess our third Scott is not here today. A lot of other students join us. All right. Well, fantastic. This was a great conversation. I'm so happy that new students found the courage to speak up and to share, and look how that ignited, other students to speak up and just really created a beautiful conversation and bounce of ideas. And it's wonderful to hear from you, all of you. Anyone that wants to speak up, please do. I want to end by saying that this community is super supportive for all of you new comers. You said you're a week here. After these calls, the community is offering support. So what's going to happen is I will end this call. Your screen will go black. So the call will have ended. And then if you come back with the exact same link that you joined, you'll find a lot of our community members, usually Amber and Scott, here afterwards. Yeah, I see Amber going, yes, so good. And they will offer you their knowledge and their wisdom and all of boy, do they have lots to offer. Like, it's just amazing, all the support that they have been given students. So if you do have questions about the how-tos, this is different. It's not philosophy. It's how to create the mugs and the business and what apps and all the things. So those technical questions, please join after this call. You just have to come back to the link right after I end this conversation. All right. Tomorrow is Fun Friday with John Lavinia. And so just bring your jokes, like Anne was reminding us, a joke, a fun tie, a good hat, a pet, something to share, a success story. And you can talk about your cardigan. That's always fun to hear. Maybe you can read it to everyone if you'd like. And so it's just a really great way to get our weekend started right. So please join. I'll see you all here on Tuesday. Have a great weekend. Thank you all for joining. Bye-bye.